Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. A name resurfaces from the shadows, a name that for many evokes a sense of unease and unanswered questions. It's a name that has been whispered in hushed tones in the corridors of power, a name that has been synonymous with scandal and alleged abuse: Jeffrey Epstein. The mere mention of his name brings to mind a complex web of intrigue, legal battles, and accusations that have shaken the foundations of the elite. His story, long tied to wealth and power, a narrative woven with threads of unimaginable opulence and influence, is back in the headlines with a new urgency. The public's demand for answers has never been louder, and the media is laser-focused on every development. Recent court-ordered releases of flight logs, depositions shedding light on previously concealed details, and lists of associates, individuals who moved within Epstein's orbit, have reignited public scrutiny. The world is watching, waiting to see who else will be implicated. Among the names, one stands out, a name that carries significant weight and influence for its political weight: Donald J. Trump. His connection, however tangential, has become a focal point of intense debate. The unsealing of documents from a lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell, a key figure in Epstein's alleged crimes, has forced a national conversation. The implications are far-reaching, touching upon issues of power, privilege, and justice. Names of victims, employees, and powerful figures emerged, painting a disturbing picture of the environment Epstein cultivated, with Trump's name mentioned in the context of social connections, highlighting the circles in which both men moved. Even a passing mention has reignited controversy, sparking renewed interest and debate across the political spectrum, making old associations current liabilities. In the unforgiving world of politics, even the faintest connection can be weaponized. This isn't just about history, it's not simply a recounting of past events, it's about accountability and the scope of Epstein's criminal enterprise. The pursuit of justice demands a thorough examination of all those involved. The records offer a partial roadmap into Epstein's world, a glimpse into the lavish lifestyle he led and the network he cultivated: private jets, exclusive parties, symbols of wealth and power that defined his existence, and the powerful men in his circle. These were individuals who held sway in business, politics, and society. For Trump, every connection is magnified, scrutinized under the intense glare of the media and the public, as he seeks the presidency again. The timing of these revelations could not be more critical. The pursuit of justice for Epstein's victims, a cause that has gained momentum in recent years, now collides with the nation's political future. The intersection of these two narratives creates a volatile and unpredictable landscape. The echoes of the Epstein case are impossible to ignore, resonating deeply within the American consciousness, reverberating in newsrooms and on the campaign trail. Journalists are working tirelessly to uncover the truth, and campaigns are strategizing how to address the issue. The story is a test of transparency and character, a litmus test for those seeking public office, for public figures. Their responses will be carefully scrutinized by voters. How does a candidate address such a toxic association? What strategies will they employ to distance themselves from the controversy? The release of these documents is not an end, but a beginning, a catalyst for further investigation and revelations, a new chapter in the saga of power and corruption. The full story is far from being told. Trump finds himself at the center of renewed inquiry, facing uncomfortable questions and intense media attention, unable to easily dismiss the connection. The past has a way of resurfacing, especially in the age of instant information. The stakes are higher than ever, with careers and reputations hanging in the balance, with the past now an urgent part of the present. The clock is ticking and the pressure is mounting. The nation is watching, demanding answers. They are seeking transparency and accountability from their leaders. The story is no longer just about Epstein. It has evolved into a larger narrative about power, privilege, and abuse. It's about who is held accountable. The pursuit of justice must extend to all those who enabled or participated in the alleged crimes. And for Trump, the shadow of Epstein, a constant reminder of a past association, is one he can't escape. It's a shadow that will likely follow him throughout his political career. The Trump-Epstein connection is deeply rooted in the sun-kissed shores of Palm Beach, Florida, a playground for the ultra-rich and powerful. Their story unfolds in the 1990s and early 2000s, a time of lavish parties and unchecked ambition. Both men were prominent fixtures in this exclusive world, a world of sprawling estates, glittering galas, and whispered secrets. Trump, of course, as the flamboyant owner of Mar-a-Lago, his opulent club and a symbol of his own success, and Epstein as the enigmatic financier, a man of immense wealth and shadowy connections. Their paths inevitably crossed at the many parties, high-profile social events, and through a network of mutual acquaintances who moved within the same rarefied circles. Photographs unearthed from Mar-a-Lago's archives show them together, mingling and laughing in the same elite social circles, seemingly without a care in the world. Trump's club, Mar-a-Lago, was more than just a resort. It was a hub for the powerful, a place where deals were made and influence was peddled. And Epstein, with his vast wealth and connections, was a member in good standing. Their association on the surface seemed unremarkable at the time, just another example of the wealthy and powerful gravitating towards each other. Just two wealthy men enjoying the perks and privileges of the same exclusive orbit. But a seemingly innocuous 1992 party at Mar-a-Lago captured on grainy video now draws intense scrutiny and raises uncomfortable questions. The footage shows Trump and Epstein laughing, seemingly carefree, surrounded by a group of young women, a scene that now carries a far darker connotation. Supporters maintain it's all innocent fun, a harmless snapshot of a bygone era. Critics, however, see a glimpse of a darker culture, a culture of privilege and potential exploitation. The footage, regardless of interpretation, cements their connection in the public imagination, forever linking their names. Eventually, Trump claims he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, citing inappropriate behavior that he witnessed firsthand. But the specifics of this alleged ban remain murky and ill-defined, fueling speculation and raising questions about what Trump truly knew about Epstein's activities and when he knew it. Trump's narrative carefully positions him as someone who took decisive action to distance himself from Epstein, but lingering questions and unanswered details continue to cast a shadow. Their shared past in the glittering world of Palm Beach is now a deeply controversial chapter in both of their stories. The exclusive social scene that once brought them together in a seemingly harmless association is now a significant source of political risk and public scrutiny for Trump. The association, once seemingly casual and inconsequential, is now a major liability, a stain on his reputation that he struggles to erase. Words. They possess an incredible power, don't they? They can build empires, ignite revolutions, and yes, haunt a lifetime. A single sentence, a carelessly chosen phrase, can echo through the years, shaping perceptions and defining legacies. Back in 2002, in an interview with New York Magazine, Donald Trump offered a seemingly innocuous assessment of Jeffrey Epstein. "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy." He continued, "He's a lot of fun to be with." And then came the line that would forever be associated with him. "It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." At the time, these words likely seemed like casual praise, the kind of off-the-cuff remark often made in social circles, a glimpse into a shared lifestyle, perhaps. Today, viewed through the lens of subsequent events, it's chilling, utterly chilling. The phrase, "on the younger side," now suggests, at best, willful blindness to the rumors and allegations that swirled around Epstein for years. At worst, tacit acceptance, or even endorsement of predatory behavior. A dark shadow cast over what was once considered a harmless compliment. This quote is now the undeniable anchor, the irrefutable link, tying Trump's own words directly to the horrifying Epstein scandal. When Epstein's unspeakable crimes became public knowledge, the quote immediately resurfaced, amplified by the media and social networks. It became a powerful weapon wielded by critics, a constant source of public outrage and profound concern. Trump's defense has been that it was a different era, a time before the full extent of Epstein's depravity was known, and that he simply didn't know the truth. He often points to his later decision to ban Epstein from Mar-a-Lago as evidence of a changed opinion, a distancing from a toxic figure. But the "terrific guy" quote, with its unsettling undertones, is simple, direct, and incredibly hard to explain away no matter the context offered. It remains a permanent and indelible stain on Trump's public life, a constant reminder of a past association. The words have outlasted countless explanations, numerous attempts at apologies, and years of damage control. For many, they stand as irrefutable proof of a profound moral blind spot, a troubling lack of judgment. The quote continues to haunt Trump's political future, casting a long shadow over his ambitions and aspirations. In the unforgiving court of public opinion, some words once spoken can simply never be taken back. They linger, they resonate, and they define. As the Epstein scandal evolved, so did Trump's response. At first, he acknowledged knowing Epstein but emphasized their falling out. He claimed to have banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago, recasting himself as a moral actor. "I was not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein," became his refrain. Trump also deflected, highlighting Bill Clinton's ties to Epstein to dilute his own connection. This whataboutism rallied his base and muddied the waters. With new court documents unsealed, Trump's team now claims vindication, arguing there are no direct allegations against him. The narrative has shifted from acquaintance to critic to alleged victim of false association. Each shift is a calculated move in the battle for public perception. The story is less about facts, more about controlling the narrative. Epstein's death didn't end the story, it intensified the search for answers. Prosecutors continue to investigate his network, keeping Trump and others under scrutiny. Financial dealings, business ties, and the operations of Epstein's gratitude fund are all under the microscope. Legal actions in the Virgin Islands have revealed new details about Epstein's associates. Trump's name isn't central, but any prominent associate remains a person of interest. The risk isn't indictment, but the emergence of new witnesses or damaging accounts. The unsealing of documents is meant to encourage transparency and new testimony. For Trump, the threat is the unknown, what else might come to light. The Trump-Epstein connection matters for both political and legal reasons. Politically, it strikes at Trump's character and provides ammunition for opponents. For a candidate who champions law and order, any link to Epstein is a liability. Legally, ongoing investigations and unsealed documents create a cloud of uncertainty. The risk is less about charges, more about public perception and endless scrutiny. Trump's shifting statements are a case study in crisis management. Supporters see strength, critics see evasion. The story is about power, privilege, and accountability. When a figure like Trump is linked to Epstein, it forces a national conversation. The stakes are high, not just for Trump but for the system that enabled Epstein. Expert opinions on Trump's Epstein connection are sharply divided. Critics see a pattern of poor judgment and point to the "terrific guy" quote as evidence. Supporters call it a smear campaign, noting Trump was never charged and his name appears only in passing. Political strategists use the story as a weapon or a shield, depending on their side. Independent journalists urge caution, focusing on facts over speculation. They note Trump's friendship with Epstein is public record, but no evidence links him to crimes. The call is for more investigation and transparency. The debate is as much about politics as it is about truth. Public reaction to Trump's Epstein connection mirrors America's polarization. Opponents see it as proof of corruption and moral failure. Supporters dismiss it as another witch hunt, accepting Trump's explanations. In between, many Americans are uncertain, overwhelmed by conflicting narratives. Media coverage reinforces existing beliefs, creating separate realities. The story is a political Rorschach test. What people see says as much about them as about Trump. The facts are filtered through partisan lenses. The result: fractured discourse and little common ground. The Epstein-Trump connection is more than a news story. It's a symbol of division. The shadow it casts is as much about the nation as it is about the man. As the 2024 election nears, Epstein's shadow looms over the campaign. Trump's rivals will use the connection in ads, debates, and mailers. Any new revelation could reshape the narrative and dominate headlines. For Democrats, it's a symbol of corruption. For Republicans, a smear tactic. The battle is over both facts and meaning. The story's impact depends on whether it can sway undecided voters. One thing is certain, the ghost of Epstein will not fade easily. His connection to Trump will leave a lasting mark on American politics.